Live from ABC 7, this is News at 9.
Good morning again, Southwest Florida, and it is a good morning. Look at those blue skies, lots of sun out there to start off this second day of January. I'm Jen Stacy.
I'm Greg Parker. 2019 off to a great start so far. Let's check in with Mackenzie Bart right now to get a full look at what we can expect weather-wise on this second day of the new year.
Yeah, beautiful start to the new year so far. A lot of blue sky that we're dealing with. Here's another look across Lee County, downtown Fort Myers. You can see all that blue sky we have to work with, helping our temperatures warm up some too. Right now, a lot of us sitting in the mid-60s, some of us warming up into the 70s already. And one thing that we want to note is our dew point. Dew point's in the mid-60s as well. We were watching this earlier this morning. Did have a few areas, some of that low visibility, but overall, you can see plenty of sunshine. And just a new update, 71 degrees outside right now, and it will continue to be muggy as we head throughout the day. Dew point sitting into the 70s. Real-time radar's clear right now, but we will be tracking a cold front as we make our way towards the weekend. I'll be talking about more detail on that coming up in about 10 minutes.
We will see you in 10 minutes, Mackenzie. Thanks. 9:01 right now. New details emerging in the case of the American detained in Russia on spying charges. Paul Whelan is a U.S. citizen, a retired Marine, and a corporate security director. The Russian government is accusing him of spying. Now, if he's found guilty, Whelan will face 10 to 20 years in prison, according to Russia's state-run news agency. His twin brother says Whelan has been to Russia many times. He's flown to Moscow before. In fact, he flew over there on December 22nd just to attend a wedding. He was arrested, though, on the 28th before even getting to that wedding.
He wouldn't have made choices that would have gotten him sideways of the Russian government and its Espionage Act.
So the family has not gotten an update on what's going to happen next. Russia's domestic intelligence agency announced the arrest on Monday, but further details about the reasons for his detention were not immediately released.
Health officials held more than 200 passengers on an airplane after several of them reported feeling ill on Tuesday. This happened on a Frontier flight. It originated in Cleveland. It landed in Tampa. Once the plane was on the ground, 6 passengers with nausea and other symptoms were removed. The remaining travelers were held on board for about an hour and a half before getting clearance to exit that plane. Airport officials in Cleveland are investigating a water fountain that the sick passengers all say they drank from. All of those water fountains have been taken offline now in Cleveland. Health officials in Tampa, meanwhile, are holding those ill passengers for observation.
Back here in Southwest Florida, a lawmaker is working on a bill that could keep Confederate monuments in place. This is Republican Mike Hill who's introduced the bill. Now, if it's passed, it would be a felony to remove or damage any war memorial, including the Confederate ones. The president of the local NAACP chapter does not think this bill is going to pass. The organization is pushing for the General Robert E. Lee bust in downtown Fort Myers to be moved into a museum.
Nothing is going to deter us. This is hateful. It's un-American.
If someone wants to take it down, then it should be brought to the people, and we can all decide. I don't think that there should be a bill like banning it completely.
Most local lawmakers that we did reach out to have yet to say how they're going to vote on the bill, but State Representative Spencer Roach says he does support stricter penalties for defacing those monuments, but he is concerned about not allowing local communities to decide what exactly happens to those statues.
This morning, a motorcyclist is dead after a crash on Alligator Alley. This is some FDOT video from the scene. Investigators got there around 8 yesterday evening. Florida Highway Patrol shut down the northbound lanes as they investigated. Troopers say 2 cars and the motorcycle were involved in the accident, and we're working now to find out what led to that crash.
9:04 is the time. Right now, Collier County deputies are leading a death investigation. A 21-year-old man named Shamail DeRosas was killed in the farm workers' village. Investigators taped off the scene on Chadwick Circle for hours yesterday. It was about 3:30 in the morning yesterday. They got a call about a stabbing, but at this time, deputies are not confirming if that's how DeRosas died.
We're a small town, so it kind of hits us a little harder because if you don't know this person, you know someone that knows them.
Collier County deputies have yet to say if they have a suspect in custody.
This morning, we know the cause of a boat fire in Cape Coral. On Monday night, right around 11 on Savona Parkway, a man thought he saw a bonfire, but when he looked closer behind his house, his neighbor's 24-foot boat was on fire. He called police and he grabbed a garden hose. He was trying to keep that fire from spreading to nearby boats. Firefighters say that the fire started because someone shot off a flare gun and that flare landed on the boat.
It could have been lots worse. We were very lucky that that's all it was just it was a boat. Boats can be replaced, but yeah, lucky it wasn't a house. It could have been with all of us pretty close, it could have been any one of us pretty easy.
Wow.
The fire caused $70,000 worth of damage to that boat. Firefighters say that they do believe this was an accident. I can tell you that I was in that neighborhood on New Year's Eve. There were fireworks being shot off everywhere. It
Yeah.
can be so dangerous.
Big difference, too, between fireworks and a flare gun.
Big difference, yeah.
And that guy has some perspective,
He
too.
does.
What an attitude.
He does. Positive.
Amazing.
I like
Positive
that.
attitude. Well, if you're planning to fly somewhere this year, book your flight right now. Skyscanner, it's a travel search engine, says that January is the cheapest month to book a flight in the year 2019. August is actually the second cheapest, if you're curious. Also, if you are going to book, time of day is a factor. You're going to get the best deals on early morning flights. And if you're planning on flying within the United States, it's best to book your flight maybe 2 to 3 weeks or so ahead of your scheduled flight time. If you're flying internationally, you're going to get those best deals about 2 months or so before your trip. So there you go. All right, it is 9:06 in the morning. This morning, 3 headlines we want to tell you about quickly before you actually get the day going. They are the search for a robbery suspect. There's a council meeting we want to tell you about. Also, pools are opening. So let's go ahead and start with this suspect search here. Item number 1. Today, Lee County deputies are looking for a man suspected of robbery and sexual assault. This happened in Lehigh Acres at the 7-Eleven, State Road 82 and Sunshine Boulevard. The man is accused of hiding in the back seat of the victim's car with a gun. Once the victim drove off from the store, the suspect demanded cash, a cell phone, and sexual favors. The victim did not have any money, so the suspect made them go to the bank to withdraw some cash and take them back to the gas station intersection to be dropped off. Deputies are now hoping someone will recognize the suspect in those photos. All right, to Punta Gorda now, where city council members are discussing pickleball courts at Gilchrist Park. Recently, neighbors complained about the noise that was those courts. Some pickleball players and neighbors say that some sound barriers are needed there around the area. Council members are going to meet, actually they should be meeting right about now. They're scheduled to meet at 9 o'clock this morning, but we're going to follow the meeting. As we get the updates, we're going to let you know about them. And then in Charlotte County, also pools at Deaver Regional and at South County Regional Parks are now open for their regular hours. This move was effective on Monday of this week. South County Regional Park pool opens for pass holders at 6:30 a.m. The pool then opens to the general public at 9 a.m. The Deaver Regional pool opens to everybody at 10 o'clock in the morning.
He's got a gun!
Don't do this with your
Listen,
baby!
just drop it, man.
New video this morning showing intense moments where officers rescue a baby girl from a father who has a gun. This happened in Georgia. Investigators say that they chased that father down for miles before he finally stopped the car. Once he did, they saw him holding a gun with his 1-year-old daughter in the front seat. Police believe that was the same gun the father had used to shoot at the child's mother after a custody exchange. Now, at one point during the rescue, an officer risks her own life. She opens the car door and grabs that baby out of the front seat. Investigators say that's when the father took the gun and held it to his own head.
It ain't working. Look, that baby girl's gonna grow up, and you're gonna be there. You're gonna be there every step of the way.
Their words convince him his life is worth living. He steps out of the car and police arrest him. The father is now facing multiple charges, including kidnapping. They are true heroes,
I was
though.
going to say, God bless those officers. God bless all the officers.
No doubt.
You never know what they're going to come up against.
And
Nothing is routine.
Psychologist, hero, rescuer, it's amazing what they do.
It is.
For most people, our cell phones are, attached at the hip, right? Yep.
But now one company wants to make sure that you can use your device if you are in distress. Get more on the safety features being added to your cell phone that could actually end up saving your life.
Plus, Disney's Magic Kingdom, it's called the happiest place on earth. We know that. Find out why some people didn't get a chance to experience that happiness on New Year's Eve.
Extra, extra. She's dropped almost 40 pounds and just won The Voice.
It's been filling for me.
What's Kelly cooking up for 2019? The superstar's new TV takeover, Next Extra.
Coming up next on ABC 7.
In South Florida and across America, the news you care about.
It's on ABC 7 at 6.
And ABC World News Tonight at 6:30.
Get more on the stories that matter from people you trust.
E90. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Mickey and Minnie apparently had just too many guests for their New Year's Eve celebration. Walt Disney World sent out this tweet. This was on Monday. They said that the theme park was turning away guests from Magic Kingdom. The reason here, They were at near capacity. The Business Insider reports that as of 1 p.m. on Monday, there was a 3-hour wait to ride Space Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain roller coasters.
Amazing.
That's a long, long wait. It's no surprise that so many people visit the popular park. The Magic Kingdom, in fact, welcomes millions of guests every year, more than 20 million alone in 2017. The park did not stay closed, though, to all new guests on Monday. Right around 5:15, they updated their Twitter account. They said the Magic Kingdom was reopened and guests were welcome again. As a parent, I think of how much that had to be awful.
Oh, my God.
I mean, it's busy on a normal day.
A 3-hour wait. You might as well just call from here, reserve your spot online, drive up to Orlando, and you just get right to the ride.
There you go.
All right, 9:12 is the time. Look at this video. Self-driving cars. I see, you got folks who are for them, you got folks who are against them, whatever. But some opponents are actually targeting these vehicles. Not good. There was one guy, we just showed you a really quick video of him. He's not embracing the technology quite yet, but some are taking that distrust to a whole new level. I know this video is going to re-rack here in a moment, but so look closely when we see it. Here we go.
Yikes.
Police say in the last 2 years they've received many reports of self-driving cars that have been the target of vandalism. This particular fella threw a brick through the window. According to the New York Times, drivers that were attacked in the way most self-driving cars told police that the company preferred not to pursue any kind of prosecution on the suspects. More than 20,000 people have signed up for early riding programs. Now there's a wait list for those wanting to test out this new technology.
The guy had some anger management issues, clearly.
He does.
Having an added pair of high-end brands to its stable, Michael Kors is now changing its name. It's going to be known as Capri. The company announced the acquisition of the Italian fashion house Versace for more than $2 billion in September. That's less than 2 years after acquiring Jimmy Choo, the shoemaker that rocketed to fame on the high heels of Sex and the City. Capri Holding is projecting $8 billion in annual sales, with most of that coming from Michael Kors. Gianni Versace founded Versace in 1978. That family-run business was thrown into chaos with Versace's murder. Remember that? That was 21 years ago. His sister, Donatella Versace, will continue with the company, holding the position of creative director. Michael Kors, meanwhile, who we're seeing here, he founded the company under his own name. He will remain as creative director of that wing of the company.
Pretty big company.
That's a huge company, no doubt.
All right, so here we go, parents and grandparents. Imagine that you have a kid, or maybe you have your own parents who are living alone. There's an accident, someone's hurt, maybe your child is out with friends, gets into a dangerous situation. They call 911, but how are you going to know about all of this? Well, with a quick setup in the phone, their phone can now notify their emergency contact, like you, the moment they get off of the phone with a first responder. It's called SOS emergency mode. So say your child calls 911, you will be notified that your child is calling 911. If it's not helpful enough, the iPhone that made the 911 call here, its current location, as well as continued updates each time the person's location changes, you can control that all in your settings. But if you're worried about your location services being on, you don't have to worry about it. You do have the option of canceling the feature after the call, should you not want the person on the other end knowing your location. Your phone will actually remind you to stop sharing every 4 hours for about 24 solid hours.
Makes a lot of sense.
It does make sense because, if your kids are in some kind of an accident, they have to call 911. Wouldn't you want to know about it right away?
Of course,
rather than find out 5, 6, 7 hours later, like, well, I got in an accident today. And
when seconds count, it could make a huge difference. Great technology.
That's where technology is helpful. Social media, not so much. College football games are getting intense as bowl games wrap up. See this shocking encounter between two mascots. It's gone viral now.
Plus, season 3 of Stranger Things set to premiere soon. Find out how you can get a head start on what may happen in the show.
And we have a warm afternoon on tap, but a cold front is expected to move through southwest Florida as we head throughout the weekend. Details on that front and how cool we'll get is coming up after the break.
After hopefully some well-rested and nice time off.
And it feels like Monday.
For a lot of people,
really,
I'm sure,
I mean, I spent most of yesterday thinking it was Sunday.
At least you have a short week ahead,
Right,
Getting back to work. Friday's almost there.
It's a busy week, though.
What are you doing? What's your plans?
All kinds of stuff. Stay tuned.
Lots of TV shows on Netflix coming up, right? Yeah.
What?
Hopefully I'm better at this weather report. Starting the day off to a beautiful start overall. You can see plenty of sunshine out there, giving you a live look over Fort Myers Beach, and temperatures already starting to warm up into the 70s, so you know it's going to be a warm one. If you like the day out there yesterday, we're kind of going to hit the repeat button as we head throughout the day today. 73 degrees is one of our warm spots out there. Marco Island as well. Fort Myers, Cape Coral sitting right around 71 degrees, and we'll continue to warm up, especially now that we have that sunshine on tap. Temperatures in the mid-80s as we head throughout the afternoon. 10 degrees above our average as we make our way throughout the day. And this is a trend that we're going to notice, especially going over the next few days here. Real-time radar off to a quiet start, at least here in Southwest Florida. We did have a little bit of a patchy fog earlier this morning. That is now lifted, so if you are planning on leaving the house, you should have no problems. And really, most of the day is going to be a beautiful one. You can see plenty of sunshine out there as we work closer to lunchtime, so if you are hopping out, grabbing some lunch, no problems there, or maybe even you have the day off taking the kids to the beach. Still going to be a very nice one. A few more clouds will start to move into the area as we work closer towards that evening commute, but you can see we're dry across Southwest Florida, and that's going to be the picture even as we head into the evening hours. Rain chances are very low. Could see a spotty shower, especially closer towards 10 o'clock. Here's a look at that now. You can see just a few green sparks popping up on there, but overall, just a few sprinkles across our area. Now, rain chances will increase as we head closer towards the weekend, and this is thanks to a front. And this is going to keep us warm and muggy as we head into your Thursday and even Friday. That stationary front really pulling in that moisture for us. But that front will make its way closer to Southwest Florida as we make our way throughout your Friday. Here's a look at 11 o'clock. And then by Saturday morning, you can see a few showers in the area throughout the morning, but that will quickly move away as we head into the afternoon. The rest of your Saturday and even Sunday looking dry. And that's when we'll see that wind shift and we'll have some more comfortable air in our area. Still got to go over the next few days, though, with those kind of muggy conditions before we do see that drop off in the humidity, that cooler and drier temperatures moving into Southwest Florida. So if you're kind of already looking forward to the weekend, like I know Greg is, here's what the forecast looks like for you. A few more clouds will be in the area on Saturday thanks to that front, but otherwise looking really nice. Temperatures in the mid to low 70s, that lower humidity. That's what we're going to see as we head into next week. But over the next few days, temperatures going to continue to sit in the mid 80s, mornings in the upper 60s. Few showers early on Saturday morning, but otherwise we're looking nice as we head into the next week.
Good stuff, Mackenzie. Thanks. 9:20 now, a new lease on life. Get this, a cow that escaped from a slaughterhouse-bound truck is now making headlines again, this time for a tiny New Year's surprise that nobody saw coming, literally. Nobody knew this. December 27th, New Jersey traffic was halted after Brianna the cow escaped from this truck that was on its way to the slaughterhouse. So instead of getting to the slaughterhouse, she was taken to an animal sanctuary. And that's where the stakes were raised, Stephen Hire. Brianna ended up giving birth at the sanctuary just days after arriving. Rescuers were reportedly unaware that she was even pregnant. She was 9 months pregnant at that. Exactly. Brianna and her new baby, Winter, safe, sound, and healthy right now, and not coming to a dinner menu near you.
A moving story. Yes.
Fans are already counting down the days until July 4th. You know what's coming out on July 4th? Stranger Things, baby. They just announced season 3. The premiering date, July 4th. Last month, Netflix, if you recall, revealed the titles of each episode in the upcoming season. So you got plenty of time to get caught up. You got about 7 months or so to go. It's a great show. If you haven't checked it out, it's a lot of fun, and the kids would enjoy it too. So, as the last of the College Bowl games wrap up, one mascot in particular really This is the Texas mascot. This is Bevo, the Longhorn with the University of Georgia's Bulldog, Hugo. They were supposed to, I don't know if they were supposed to interact at all, but Hugo was getting pretty close here to Bevo, and Bevo broke through his metal barrier right here. Luckily, Hugo and his handlers reacted quickly enough to get out of the way, and nobody was hurt. Thank goodness. Bevo's handlers downplayed the situation, saying he was just trying to get a closer look and say hello.
Precursor for the game, I guess.
It really was, man. You know, because the
Longhorns won, right? Yeah.
Hooked them horns on Georgia there. So Hugo and Bevo, though, I think they're still friends. I don't think there's any bad blood there.
I can't believe that they thought it was a good idea, though, to put them together.
And it happened live
Yeah.
on the air. It happened on ESPN. It's not like this is something that was recorded. Folks watching at home saw it all go down.
Glad the Bulldogs, all right. All right, Sandra Bullock. You know, she's an award-winning, very, very famous actress, producer, philanthropist, you name it. Next, hear what one age group is.
Some people shoot off fireworks. Some people watch the ball drop. But in parts of the Midwest, there are some brave souls out there who start the new year by putting on a swimsuit and running into frigid waters. This is Wisconsin. I feel like it doesn't get much colder than Wisconsin, too.
No.
Well, I'm sure the Dakotas do, but hey. Many people took part in the polar bear plunge. This all started because a kid lost a bet years ago. This was actually a very, very long time ago. I think over 30 years ago. The same kid founded the plunge. It's still running today, over 30 years later.
Here we are, 33 years later, and thousands of swimmers that have done it since then.
So that's the kid right there, all grown up. People were there in Speedos.
You got to be brave to be out there in a Speedo.
You got to be brave to just be in a Speedo.
Right.
I don't care where you are.
It's very chilly.
The founder says some plungers are built for the fun activity. They have nerves of steel, if you know what I mean. Others do regret jumping into the water.
Holy crap, water's freaking cold. It was very cold. I wasn't thinking really. It takes your breath away a little bit.
I'm sure it stings. The founder says the freezing feeling and goosebumps that the plungers get is only temporary, but you know what? The memories last a lifetime.
Good for them. No, thank you.
No.
All right, millennials are today's, we do that segment, Morning Moron. Well, we put them in there today because, let's talk about Sandra Bullock. You know her, right? She's famous. She's Academy Award-winning, Golden Globe-winning, Screen Actors Guild Award-winning actress. She's being called, though, that lady from Bird Box. Sandra Bullock is a hit. She has done drama, crime, thriller, romance, action, you name it. But now she's added Bird Box, that movie on Netflix, to the never-ending list. Some people apparently still don't know who she is, though. Some said, well, she looks kind of like that lady from Miss Congeniality. Mm-hmm. Or that football movie. Yeah, that's the one that she won the Academy Award for. So, wow.
You know, kids today, they are growing up with a different kind of media.
I'm pretty sure my 5-year-old would know who Sandra Bullock is.
You know, my first experience to Elton John was The Lion King. Can you feel the love?
Can you feel the love tonight?
Yeah.
There
I mean,
you
of
go.
all the songs, I was 8 years old. All right, stealing from police officers is never a good idea. In fact, it's not good at all. Just ask this guy right here. Police say he tried to steal a bike outside of a police station.
Oh.
What are you doing trying to steal outside of a police station? This is Oregon. Gladstone police shared this video on their social media sites. You can see for about 30 seconds, the guy tries to cut the lock off of the bike. An officer comes out, confronts him, then arrests him. No word on the man's name or what charges he could be facing. I'm sure his charges include theft. But maybe he just didn't see the sign right there on the front of the door that said, police.
Gotta love it. All right. Got something else to talk about as well today. A woman in Germany put her husband up for sale.
Don't get any ideas. Well,
the asking price was just $20.
Yeah, it's worth a lot.
Yeah.
So the woman, only known as Dort L., said that she'd been married to her other half for only 7 years, but had realized over the festive period that enough was enough. So here's the listing, of course, and it's in German, but $20 gets you a husband if you want one.
The advertisement reads in title, Husband Used. Dear woman who may be interested, over the first 2 days of Christmas, I've realized that we simply don't belong together anymore. 7-year itch gone
Better
wrong.
be good, Greg.
We'll see you back here
I'm worth
tomorrow
at least
morning.
$22.
Hi, I'm Annette and I'm an actress. And let me tell you something, under eye bags and wrinkles are so frustrating. They're so hard to hide and so hard to get rid of. I came across Plexiderm and I was so excited. We have a
And Happy New Year, Southwest Florida. We're going to begin 2019 on a comfortable, albeit above average note as we wake up. Well, maybe not quite wake up, but tomorrow morning we will see temperatures into the mid-60s to start off the first day of 2019. That's very comfortable, especially for our standards here in Southwest Florida, but that is about 5 to 8 degrees above average for this time of year. And that above average trend is going to be continuing into the afternoon. Thanks to a southeasterly wind flow, we're dragging in heat and humidity from the Atlantic Ocean. Our temperatures once again are going to be reaching the mid-80s with plenty of sunshine and a few passing clouds as we make our way throughout the afternoon. But with all that humidity, there is going to be a heat index of near 90 degrees. So if you have any outdoor plans to celebrate the first day of 2019, definitely have some water on hand. The reason that we have been so unseasonably warm for this time of year is this subtropical ridge of high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It's just sitting over us. And with that in play, we're getting the south wind in the upper levels as well, just pumping the entire atmosphere with a lot of heat and humidity. Things are going to be changing as we make our way towards the end of the week, though. A trough of low pressure is going to start to dig down into the southeast, dragging in some cold Arctic air on the backside. This cold air isn't going to be making it to us anytime soon. You're going to have to wait until next weekend if you do want to cool down. So if you like the heat, you do have a few days with temperatures into the mid-80s. We do start to increase those shower chances a little bit Thursday afternoon before the front comes in Friday night. And you'll notice temperatures by Sunday morning back into the 50s. And Happy New Year, Southwest Florida. We're going to begin 2019 on a comfortable, albeit above average note as we wake up. Well, maybe not quite wake up, but tomorrow morning we will see temperatures into the mid-60s to start off the first day of 2019. That's very comfortable, especially for our standards here in Southwest Florida, but that is about 5 to 8 degrees above average for this time of year. And that above average trend is going to be continuing into the afternoon. Thanks to a southeasterly wind flow, we're dragging in heat and humidity from the Atlantic Ocean. Our temperatures once again are going to be reaching the mid-80s with plenty of sunshine and passing clouds throughout the afternoon. But with all that humidity, there is going to be a heat index of near 90 degrees. If you have any outdoor plans to celebrate the first day of 2019, definitely have some water on hand. The reason that we have been so unseasonably warm for this time of year is this subtropical ridge of high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere is just sitting over us. With that in play, we're getting the south wind in the upper levels as well, which is pumping the entire atmosphere with a lot of heat and humidity. Things are going to be changing as we make our way towards the end of the week, though. A trough of low pressure is going to start to dig down into the southeast, dragging in some cold Arctic air on the backside. This cold air isn't going to be making it to us anytime soon. You're going to have to wait until next weekend if you want to cool down. So if you like the heat, you do have a few days of temperatures in the mid-80s. We do start to increase those shower chances a little bit Thursday afternoon before the front comes in Friday night. You'll notice temperatures by Sunday morning. And Happy New Year, Southwest Florida. We're going to begin 2019 on a comfortable, albeit above average note as we wake up. Well, maybe not quite wake up, but tomorrow morning we will see temperatures into the mid-60s to start off the first day of 2019. That's very comfortable, especially for our standards here in Southwest Florida, but that is about 5 to 8 degrees above average for this time of year. And that above average trend is going to be continuing into the afternoon. Thanks to a southeasterly wind flow, we're dragging in heat and humidity from the Atlantic Ocean. Our temperatures once again are going to be reaching the mid-80s with plenty of sunshine and a few passing clouds as we make our way throughout the afternoon. But with all that humidity, there is going to be a heat index of near 90 degrees. So if you have any outdoor plans to celebrate the first day of 2019, definitely have some water on hand. The reason that we have been so unseasonably warm for this time of year is this subtropical ridge of high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It's just sitting over us. And with that in play, we're getting the south wind in the upper levels as well, just pumping the entire atmosphere with a lot of heat and humidity. Things are going to be changing as we make our way towards the end of the week, though. A trough of low pressure is going to start to dig down into the southeast, dragging in some cold Arctic air on the backside. This cold air isn't going to be making it to us anytime soon. You're going to have to wait until next weekend if you do want to cool down. So if you like the heat, you do have a few days with temperatures into the mid-80s. We do start to increase those shower chances a little bit Thursday afternoon before the front comes in Friday night. And you'll notice temperatures by Sunday morning back into the 50s. And Happy New Year, Southwest Florida. We're going to begin 2019 on a comfortable, albeit above average note as we wake up. Well, maybe not quite wake up, but tomorrow morning we will see temperatures into the mid-60s to start off the first day of 2019. That's very comfortable, especially for our standards here in Southwest Florida, but that is about 5 to 8 degrees above average for this time of year. And that above average trend is going to be continuing into the afternoon. Thanks to a southeasterly wind flow, we're dragging in heat and humidity from the Atlantic Ocean. Our temperatures once again are going to be reaching the mid-80s with plenty of sunshine and a few passing clouds as we make our way throughout the afternoon. But with all that humidity, there is going to be a heat index of near 90 degrees. So if you have any outdoor plans to celebrate the first day of 2019, definitely have some water on hand. The reason that we have been so unseasonably warm for this time of year is this subtropical ridge of high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It's just sitting over us. And with that in play, we're getting the south wind in the upper levels as well, just pumping the entire atmosphere with a lot of heat and humidity. Things are going to be changing as we make our way towards the end of the week, though. A trough of low pressure is going to start to dig down into the southeast, dragging in some cold Arctic air on the backside. This cold air isn't going to be making it to us anytime soon. You're going to have to wait until next weekend if you do want to cool down. So if you like the heat, you do have a few days with temperatures into the mid-80s. We do start to increase those shower chances a little bit Thursday afternoon before the front comes in Friday night. And you'll notice temperatures by Sunday morning back into the 50s. Happy New Year, Southwest Florida. We're going to begin 2019 on a comfortable, albeit above average note as we wake up. Well, maybe not quite wake up, but tomorrow morning we will see temperatures into the mid-60s to start off the first day of 2019. That's very comfortable, especially for our standards here in Southwest Florida, but that is about 5 to 8 degrees above average for this time of year. And that above average trend is going to be continuing into the afternoon. Thanks to a southeasterly wind flow, we're dragging in heat and humidity from the Atlantic Ocean. Our temperatures once again are going to be reaching the mid-80s with plenty of sunshine and a few passing clouds as we make our way throughout the afternoon. But with all that humidity, there is going to be a heat index of near 90 degrees. So if you have any outdoor plans to celebrate the first day of 2019, definitely have some water on hand. The reason that we have been so unseasonably warm for this time of year is this subtropical ridge of high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It's just sitting over us. And with that in play, we're getting the south wind in the upper levels as well, just pumping the entire atmosphere with a lot of heat and humidity. Things are going to be changing as we make our way towards the end of the week, though. A trough of low pressure is going to start to dig down into the southeast, dragging in some cold Arctic air on the backside. This cold air isn't going to be making it to us anytime soon. You're going to have to wait until next weekend if you do want to cool down. So if you like the heat, you do have a few days with temperatures into the mid-80s. We do start to increase those shower chances a little bit Thursday afternoon before the front comes in Friday night. And you'll notice temperatures by Sunday morning back into the 50s. And Happy New Year, Southwest Florida. We're going to begin 2019 on a comfortable, albeit above average note as we wake up. Well, maybe not quite wake up, but tomorrow morning we will see temperatures into the mid-60s to start off the first day of 2019. That's very comfortable, especially for our standards here in Southwest Florida, but that is about 5 to 8 degrees above average for this time of year. And that above average trend is going to be continuing into the afternoon. Thanks to a southeasterly wind flow, we're dragging in heat and humidity from the Atlantic Ocean. Our temperatures once again are going to be reaching the mid-80s with plenty of sunshine and a few passing clouds as we make our way throughout the afternoon. But with all that humidity, there is going to be a heat index of near 90 degrees. So if you have any outdoor plans to celebrate the first day of 2019, definitely have some water on hand. The reason that we have been so unseasonably warm for this time of year is this subtropical ridge of high pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere. It's just sitting over us. And with that in play, we're getting the south wind in the upper levels as well, just pumping the entire atmosphere with a lot of heat and humidity. Things are going to be changing as we make our way towards the end of the week, though. A trough of low pressure is going to start to dig down into the southeast, dragging in some cold Arctic air on the backside. This cold air isn't going to be making it to us anytime soon. You're going to have to wait until next weekend if you do want to cool down. So if you like the heat, you do have a few days with temperatures into the mid-80s. We do start to increase those shower chances a little bit Thursday afternoon before the front comes in Friday night. And you'll notice temperatures by Sunday morning back into the 50s.